the back so we can start by grabbing a few copies. All right. So. Real quick. All right. We're going to get started here in just a second. Daniel's got to make one last adjustment to the slides so that we make a special announcement later. We didn't know if we were going to make it today or not, but now we are definitely going to make it. So hurry up and get off that one big season. All right, let's go back to the slideshow when we start. First of all, now that it's quieted down a little bit, I want to make sure everybody at home can hear us. So if somebody at home can either unmute yourself and say you can hear, or put in the chat box that you can hear the audio, that would be amazing. Anyone? Anyone?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so now we can officially get started. So we have the team meeting, a little bit new look to the slides. So thank you, Daniel. We're trying to update and modernize a little bit. We are officially now in Q2. You guys excited about that? That didn't sound like you guys are really excited. All right, we'll go over some numbers later. One of the things that we're going to change about the team meetings a little bit is we're going to focus on one of the communities that we're basically selling in each week. So we'll talk about some market stats, how we're trending from last year versus this year, so that you guys can be more in the know about what's going on in your markets that you're selling in. So today we're going to talk specifically about the Palos Verdes Peninsula, and then we'll get into other communities on each week, so that way you guys are better equipped to have conversations with people. Okay. All right. So let's go to the next slide, Daniel. Who's got a good shout out, something good, something they're excited for? I have one, but I'll save mine for last. I wonder what you guys have to say instead of what I have to say. Nobody has anything like they're proud of, any great accomplishment you feel that you've done, nobody to thank, nobody that you're
I shout out to Christina, Joe, and Betty for taking the listing well.
What?
You took the listing somewhere far, no?
No, I did.
Oh, you did?
You encouraged us to take a listing in San Francisco.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a take a vacation. I have a listing coming up in Hacienda.
Hacienda Heights and in San Francisco too. She's working towards it, right?
Many
So-
recommend we go out of our comfort zone.
Yeah, because ultimately, you know,
But there's a lot of difference there.
well, that's what great agents do, right? Is that, you know, we know that the market's been a little bit tight on inventory, and so if our normal pond isn't giving us enough, you know, results, okay, let's go fish in some other spots too that maybe we haven't thought of in the past. So I really like that. Plus, I know Betty's going to be expanding in San Francisco. All right, anybody else? All right, well, if nobody else has one, yeah.
Also for the expo, Alicia and team, yesterday, I always look on social media. You guys look like looking for aliens.
Yeah, we were. Yeah, so Alicia brought some eclipse glasses all there. So we were all staring in space for alien life. Yeah, I got two that I want to shout out to really quick. One, he's not here because he's not feeling well today. But next time you see Dustin, especially if you got to be in the band, like a cool kid band, that was really great. Getting to go out there with a bunch of agents, and it was funny walking into the tour last week because when we would walk in, there was like this herd of Keller Williams agents that were coming in at one time. And the agents, yeah, the agents that were in there were kind of like, what the heck is going on? Right? It's the KW mob. Oh, that's we have t-shirts. The KW mob, PD mob. Yeah.
It's gonna need like a dance, you know, flash on, dance.
Well, there we go. So that was really great that Dustin did that. Daniel's got a slide so that you can kind of get geared up for the next one. So how we're going to kind of do that is, Okay, one second.
Because it's Eric's, mine, and Rosefields birthday week that I know of, the rest more, but shout out to us for birthday week.
So,
Local party week.
party week, well, we're talking time to talk about party in a second too. You know, just give a shout out to Dustin, and if you wanna get in on the van, which you should just get in the van. We're gonna kind of rotate it, so if you haven't had an opportunity to go last time, the people that didn't get to go last time that wanna go this time, we're gonna prioritize based on rotation, so everybody can get their turns driving with us, the Dustin, right? And then the last one, the shout out that I have is that I want to give a shout out to Dree and Maggie, who's not here. They're planning a big party for you guys. So why don't you tell us a little bit about that really quick, and then we'll get on to the rest of it.
Okay, so we are planning for the first time in a little while since last office. We are going to plan a happy Cinco de Mayo.
No, tres de mayo.
Cinco de Mayo on the 3rd. It's a happy hour here in the office from 4 to 7. We're gonna have food, live duetos, which is two people with a guitar welcoming you guys.
Yeah, John.
Do not be off the two. Good job. And so it'll be fun. It'll be from 4 to 6, 4 to 7. We're gonna have food. We're trying to cater red onion for like appetizers and stuff like that. So I'm working on that. And then also we're going to have margaritas and tequila and Dos Equis.
All right.
So it'll be fun.
Where do I find that?
You can go into all of the.
Everyone, all the sister offices and.
Can we share?
Yeah, and we're, the flyer should be going out today. I have it all set. I'll send it to Daniel. And I'm also trying to get a photo booth. So if anyone knows of a person that has a photo booth, please reach out to me because the one I found was like $400 and that's like a lot. So that's what we got going on. So hope you guys are all come and enjoy our Cinco de Mayo happy hours here.
Does anybody really need an excuse to go to work?
So I'll see you guys there, right? May 3rd, it's a Friday.
Bring your
We need to
pictures.
post it.
We're gonna post so many pictures, if you don't show up, you're gonna have the worst. Right? Okay, so let's go to the next slide, Daniel. It's not about having the right opportunities, it's about handling the opportunities right. What do you think that means? What does that, anybody want to share their thoughts on this quote?
Well, I mean, it's kind of like kind of lemons. It's the whole like, make lemonade out of the lemons. There's something you can do with any opportunity that's given to you. It kind of depends on how you look at it. Glass half full, glass half empty.
Right.
Instead of focusing on maybe like Bree got a different opportunity than I did and being like, that's not fair. It's like, well, what's coming my way and being open to doors.
Yeah, it's kind of like the market right now, right? You can sit there and say, oh my gosh, it's a camel machine, but top producers, the way that they think is they always know that there's an opportunity in the challenges. Because while everybody else is gonna stick their head in the sand and say, woe is me, I don't know what I'm gonna do, this market's really hard. They're basically saying, where can I fill the gaps to do the things that the other people won't do? Mark King, our former president, used to always say, the opportunity really is in that extra mile. So when everybody stops, hey, just do one more, or one more rep, go one more mile, so that you can do what the others don't, and that's gonna yield you guys the big results. Right? All right. Some bucket field, we already kind of did that shout out, so we don't need necessarily to do that one. Thank you to Promenade Escrow for sponsoring today. So we got a wonderful. You came from the spread.
Yeah, brought you guys some Panera, so please enjoy, fill up before you head out on caravan today. Also just wanted to remind you guys, I don't know if any of you are invested in cryptocurrencies or have clients that maybe are, but obviously Bitcoin is finally taking a turn. You might have some clients interested in converting their cryptocurrencies into purchasing a home. And we are one of the very few escrow companies that can help your buyers do that. So if you have clients that are interested in purchasing with crypto power, please let me know and we'll have a conversation. So it's just another value proposition that we bring to you from Palos. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your day. And like I said, come to me if you have any questions about crypto and what that would be.
Thank you.
Money in your house with virtual money.
It's possible.
There we go. So let's go to the next slide, Dan. Today's guest speaker is Mahogany Rhodes, realtor, coach, speaker, trainer. What do you not do?
I don't know, I'll let you know.
So, I'm gonna turn it over to Mahogany and she's gonna, I love the shirt because ultimately real estate is a contact sport. You gotta get out there and you gotta play. And I have a buddy who is a coach in the Midwest and he basically has kind of the same slogan, but he's has a little tagline on the bottom that says time to get your jersey dirty. If you're standing on the sideline and you have a clean jersey, if you ever played sports, nobody wants to have a clean jersey at the end of the game, right? So let's give it up for Mahogany. Oh, thanks. I had 5 glasses of cocktail.
Okay, so, couple of things, I actually, even though this is my life, 21 years this week with KW. Here I'm in Atlanta. But what that says is, starting in 03, I've been through a very taxing time before. So that is why my friends at Sherwood Solutions, you'll see the flyer on your thing, trust me to kind of share about an opportunity that is really built to help all agents in our marketplace. I'm gonna double back to that quote you had, which I thought was phenomenal. How I saw it for 21 years in the game is when you get the opportunities, because if you're listening to your coach, to your team leader, and you are doing the lead generation and all that, don't drop the ball when you get it. So you have the systems in place. It doesn't make sense to have a great opportunity and you don't have the follow-up. Happened to me. Okay, anyway, so that'll give you a segue. I want to know, who do I have in the room? Who am I speaking to? How many are run teams? How many team owners do we have? You have a team, you have a group. Okay, is everyone else here a solo agent or you owners? Oh, okay. Okay. And how many people have been in the business 5 years or less? Okay, so you say you don't even know any different. It's been really fun. All right, good to be. Okay. Here's what I want to talk about. We have an app called Sherwood Solutions, and it is free, no charge to sign up. Let me just get to that.
I like that.
So you're not literally the whole time going. So in the last, this is the best way I can explain it. In the last market turn down, which was 08, 09, 10, those, if you weren't in the business, you watched people cry about it. One of the things that happened to us as agents, those of us that didn't have a big, expansive business, right? We started to look for how am I going to eat? The pesky light bill, the pesky rent, pesky gas, all that. And I watched a lot of my colleagues actually go take little part-time jobs, which ultimately made sense, but it took them away from the business. No team leader wants to hear that you're not doing your work because you're, working somewhere 5 to 9. For real. So what happened was a lot of us did things like doing the broker price opinion. We worked for banks to kind of help. We did all the hustle, right? Okay. Okay. So the flip side of that is there were people who really still created massive businesses and opportunities, because believe it or not, no matter how constricted this market feels, there is someone in this room that's going to have the best year of their business life.
100%.
Absolutely, right? So those folks were building their businesses and now they couldn't replicate themselves. There's only one me, there's only one you, there's only one you, right? So then it became, I have this big business, how do I service them? Back to that don't drop the opportunity, right? So we figured out, and by we, I mean they, the founders of Sherwood Solutions and their KW agents, by the way. is that we had to figure out a way to partner the agents who actually build a business that needs to kind of replicate themselves, but also the agents who may be still starting out, or they don't have as massive a business, and they want to still, they have to make money, but they also want to continue to be in their business. So we created Short Solutions, which is like, think about an on-demand or Uber-like connection. Do you guys have a Facebook page?
We do.
How many times has someone said, hey, can someone go, 1234 Main Street and open a door, show a property, I'm out of town on the beach sipping margaritas, right? Or can someone go and put a sign out for me because I'm on the other side of town, I can't make it, right? Usually that is like, you hope someone raises their hand, you hope that they saw your plea for help. This app basically partners folks that need someone to do the on-demand work and folks that might need to like grab a little cash, don't mind doing it, as well as they're still working in the business. Does that make sense so far? Because all of us have used Uber, all that kind of stuff, right? So here's the thing, I'm easy. For you folks that run a business or you're looking to hire somebody to be you for a quick task, everything about this app kind of gives you the confidence to know that it's not just someone saying, oh, I'll do it. How, but you can watch from your phone, are they showing up on time? Did they do the task? All that stuff, so as the person who's placing the job, you can see what's going on. I don't know about you, but when I put somebody in my place in front of my clients, I like to know they represent me. That takes the angst out of it. On the other side, instead of having to peer around, how am I gonna kind of let agents know, I'm here, I'm available for an open house, I'm here, I'm available to let your inspector in, I'm available to let the appraiser in, you can actually go on there and see who's looking for the work, as well as, this is my favorite part. The agents that hire you are able to kind of give a review or rate you, so now the future agents that are looking for help know that they're getting a reliable person. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And remember, I said it's free to become part of the community, right? So it's a no-brainer. Now, for the folks that will be doing the hiring, there is a set, how much you're paying folks. You can pay more if you want, and all that is handled through the app. We do that smart swipe business, so it's no craziness.
Swipe left, swipe right. Kind of like dating.
No, this is better. This is the money. If you're an agent who is taking the job, you will get paid within 2 days. So it's very similar to like, again, I'm not gonna ask who, but all of us know someone that's hustling Uber Eats or DoorDash, and there's nothing wrong with that. Does that make sense so far? Anybody have any questions with me so far? Okay, so here's the ask, which is very, very simple. It's very huge, largely utilized in Atlanta, which is where the founders started, and again, where my other market center is. We are also in Florida, used very massively in South Florida, and now they trust me to bring it to California. You guys are the first ones to hear about it here. You're the first one because she loves. I yell at you live, it's fun. So if one of the things that has to happen, of course, we have to now start to get people excited. I'm a simple ask, it's free. Scan the code, sign up. Scan the code and sign up. If you are a team owner, or you think you may be someone who's looking to actually hire services, you can reach out to me, you can reach out to the group, and we can actually do a full-on presentation. They only gave me 10 minutes, and I think I used 7.5.
It's good.
So, but does this make sense what we're talking about? Because what I remember, the heartbreak for me in 2008 is when I thought I was going to have to step away from real estate, which I love, because I had to do what made sense, which is make money, right? I was lucky that there was an option with the base and all of that. And again, the other part is, I'll be John Brown. If I build a business, I fight and I work in this market and I build something, and then I don't know who I can trust to help me because there's only one me, there's only one you, there's only one you. So we feel very strongly that this is the next level up to help us in our businesses. And again, I repeat, it's free to sign up. It's free to sign up and help us just kind of make this cover and blanket California, because the time is coming where we really need to work together. And we have a solution. Any questions?
What I really like about this is, especially for solo agents, is like I remember in 2008, I was super busy pumping out a bunch of REOs because I had a lot of contracts with banks. You look at me like I'm a bad person because I. Okay, cool. So, but I just remember being super busy and like I distinctly remember one of the most painful days of my life was going on a trip to Hawaii and the bank needed me to open the door for something. I couldn't open the door because I was taking vacation. I asked somebody from my office to do it. They were unreliable and didn't get there to do it. And I lost the listing. So I told my wife as we're sitting on the beach, I was like, it's a good thing we're sitting on the beach right now because this trip just cost us an extra 10 grand. Right. And so having something to where if I'm not big enough to have a team yet, but then being able to get showing assistants for the times that I do get busy, I think that's really, really super great.
And the crazy thing, because that's exactly the person we're serving on both sides. You know, even for those who have a team, some of these things are not the highest dollar productive activity. I know when I was running the team, I'd rather my person out on listing appointments or the buyer consultation and showing, but the one-offs, we can help you with that. And just like, okay, again, telling on myself, I'm in my personal wellness journey, but when I order Uber Eats, I watch when we pick up the food in the little car, it does, the app does that. So for those who are hiring, it is very clear what's happening with your business. And if it hasn't happened to you yet, that doesn't always happen when you're getting ready to go somewhere, go on a vacation or something, that's when business lights up and you're sitting on the tarmac, what can you do? Well, now you can go on the app and you post it similar to it's like a Indeed or something like that, and tell as much as you want. Again, we have baseline rates to pay the agents, because we're not trying to, treat anybody badly, but you certainly have the right to increase it. And even the solo agents, you may find yourself going on the trip of a lifetime, going to your best friend's wedding, going to your dream wedding, and now you need somebody to step in for you. So that is what we are offering. We're bringing it into Los Angeles. I thank you so much for allowing me to speak to you guys. I'm going to hang out because the energy is so awesome. I'm going to see what you're talking about. Oh, because I'm at Beverly Hills. I'm on the other side of town. Send referrals. Listen, I'll send them over here. I'm not. I recognize talent all over the city. But if you have any questions for me directly, I'll be hanging out a little bit. But again, my ask is sign up, check it out, test drive. And if you really want to deep dive into the information, we can set up a quick 10-minute call and I can talk to you directly. And your friends in other market centers, please let them know about it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, good stuff. All right, let's go on to the next slide. April newcomers: Claudia Flores, Alex Benitez, Veronia Else, Brandon Young, and Asia Lopez. Brandon and Asia are part of Bree's team. Just a big congrats for all of you. And let's go next slide, David. Daniel, don't you have like something for Michelle? I thought you do the honor. So Michelle, we got a special little thing for you. So now, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Is this the first time you've cast?
Yes, I've been all my life. So.
All right, well.
So thanks, guys, and just work hard and get there.
First step to world domination. So Michelle's taking it over. So
Thanks.
congrats. All right. So we'll let Dave, really great job. I know Michelle's been doing a lot of hard work, and so the results are paying off. And it's kind of like Mahogany said, some people are going to have the best year ever. So you could have said, hey, this year really, really sucks, or 2020 really sucks. What am I going to do? Put my head in the sand, curl up in a little ball and blanket on your couch, or you could, go out there and crush it. And Michelle did that, so great job. Daniel, next slide. A couple new listings. Sandra is not here, but she has one in La Mirada at 829. And is G here? I didn't see her coming in. She's got a really good rental in Redondo for about $4,600 a month. So if you have somebody looking in Redondo for a great unit, contact G. Next slide. couple closings for the month, so congrats to Michelle twice. Part of the reason for the cap, right? Josh, Alicia, John's here, so congrats, John, on Via Sanchez and Judy. So great job, guys. And son had two that he took care of last week. All right. Really quickly again, if you have open houses that you need to be held open, get those to Daniel. And if you're looking for an open house to hold, make sure you're reaching out to Daniel. So he's the man who's in the know on the opportunities for people. So make sure that you reach out to Daniel. Any needs and wants specifically for buyers and sellers? Correct.
Really, guys?
Come on, I know you guys got wants. Nothing? Yeah, no.
I need a inexpensive condo. Anywhere in 400 and under, 1 bedroom's okay, studio's okay, so, you know.
Okay, you got something on the land? Yeah. Not so much, now you got an Atlanta connection, so ultimately you can send something out there as well too. All right, but going once, going twice, sold. Let's move to the next slide. Red Day is coming up, and that's like really the big day for Keller Williams. This is where we give back and we pour into the community. So a couple things here. We are going to be teaming up with South Bay. We're going to be doing kind of what they did last year with the adult special needs kind of fair. So there was food, fun, games, prizes, things like that. Make sure that you sign up. You can order your t-shirt for Red Day. It's going to be Thursday, May 9th from 9 to 2. And that will be at 2400 Jefferson Street in Torrance. So make sure that you sign up for that. It's my favorite day of the year, other than like the big holidays. It's my favorite KW day of the year because it's just what we are, or what we're supposed to be as agents or advocates and community experts, and what better way to engage with our community than to give back. So make sure that you take some time out of the day to join us for that. Danny.
Also, the deadline is next Monday. So we just found out it's gonna take 2 to 3 weeks to get the shirts ordered. So just to make sure that we get it on time, next Monday is the deadline, but please let me know that you're going and then you want the shirt.
Yeah, and you don't have to buy a shirt to show up to Red Day. So if you don't basically say, if you're saying, hey, I don't need another Keller Williams shirt, like myself, my wife would kill me if I came home with another Keller Williams shirt. Because she basically said that's your entire wardrobe now, and like I'm sick of it. So don't come back from Mega Camp or Family Reading with 4 shirts. Right? So as long as you wear a red shirt, so you kind of at least match, you don't need to. And I actually have that shirt already, so I don't need to necessarily do. So that's not a prerequisite. Make sure you join us. It will be a lot of fun. Any questions on that? Okay, cool. Upcoming classes and events. So this, best top producers, how they become top producers is in tough markets. They go out there and do the activities they're supposed to do, and then they get educated on what they need to do to adapt to the market. So make sure that you're taking advantage of some of these things. So Daniel, let's go over some of the classes that we have. I don't know how that got mixed in there, but I think Dustin just likes to see his face on the screen, so you probably slid that in there for Daniel. But since it's there, since it's there, we'll talk a little bit about it. We mentioned it earlier. But it's going to be the first Tuesday of every month. So Dustin has committed to renting the van. And I think last time we talked about there's going to be a karaoke mic in the van next time. Right? Yeah. Well, mimosas, we can't make mimosas before, but we're not getting in the van with mimosas, right? But we're going to, the van will be every Tuesday, or not every Tuesday, but the first Tuesday of every month. It fits 15, really 14, because Dustin's the driver. And fun fact about Dustin, you can razz him a little bit. Last time he told us he actually has his bus driver's license because he got into trouble with tickets early on, and so basically, for like what was it? He gets into the commuter lane by himself, And then he chances it, and he got a bunch of tickets. And so basically, he was gonna get his license suspended, somebody told him to get his commercial license so he could still drive. And so he basically got the license to drive a bus, and he rented out actually a school bus for his driving test. And so, he will now forever be known as the school bus driver for us, right?
Right.
So make sure you RSVP with Daniel, for that, and last time when we sent the text messaging out, it filled up in like 30 minutes. So when Daniel sends the message out, make sure that you respond quickly, because again, the preference is gonna be to who hasn't gotten in the van before, and who gets there the fastest, right?
Abe is already letting me know now, so if you guys wanna go.
We have to rotate.
We will rotate.
Let me know.
See, Judy had such a good time, she wants to be back in the bus already. Right.
That is awesome.
So, value squared, super important. If you haven't seen this yet, I haven't actually gone on, so I'm gonna raise my hand. Anybody in here actually done this already? What are your thoughts?
Twice, and even if you've seen it, you need to see it again. The first thing is for Gary and the team to actually write a class specific to what's going on is huge. He teaches, that is sufficient. You will walk out of that class discussion understanding how you need to convey and communicate your value moving forward, as well as it's a reminder of the value and how to create value. It is definitely a necessary course, and I will tell you, I will encourage you, don't be doing other stuff. Be focused like you're in the room. The information is amazing, perspective is amazing.
Yeah, so don't basically have this on and then you're watching, cartoons on the side or
Looking at
or texting and TikToking and all that other good stuff. So yeah, really, really important, because ultimately we understand now, and what's great about this is Barry is such a visionary that this was created before all the NAR stuff even came out.
Yeah.
Right? Because he knew he knows where our industry's going, and being able to convey our value is going to be much more important to not only our sellers, but especially our buyers that are out there now too. So this is going to equip you with the tools to be able to have better conversations on why you're worth what you're worth and the value that you bring to the people that you're going to connect with as well. So you got 2 more opportunities here. They're going to be repeating this too. I was on the call with Jason the other day. This is just the first go around, but April 10th, I'm going to be on that call tomorrow. And then there's one at the end of the month, and then they're going to do more. And what Jason basically told me is that they're going to start doing more of these. This is just, again, the first round. And then they're going to be giving or delivering actually playbooks for you guys to really start incorporating this stuff as well too, so that you take action.
What time is
Dan, do you know what the time started on that is?
It's like a 3-hour course.
I did, but it doesn't have the time.
It's like a 3-hour course.
All right, so I would definitely make sure that you sign up for that, and at the end of the day, make sure that you're taking action on the items, because there's a lot, and I've been guilty of this myself too. How many of you guys have been to a class and you learn something, you say, oh, that's great, and you don't actually put it into action? And don't quote me on the statistics on this, but I heard a stat one time, and it was roughly something like this. If you learn something in a course, if you don't take action on that within like 3 days, there's a significant increase in the chance that you'll never actually do it, right? So once you go to this course, take 1 or 2 actionable items from the course and make sure that you actually do it. Otherwise, it probably won't get done. Okay? All right, next one. We got a video, so now I get to be quiet.
Mega count. Wow. You have got to understand the truth about real estate. This is a simple freaking business if you let it be. Do the work, it will happen.
can, Daniel, you can go to the next slide. It's coming up August 12th through the 15th, so that's right around the corner. The difference between this and really family reunion, in my opinion, is this is 100% focused in on the agents. And so ultimately, if you're looking for different ideas, strategy, networking opportunities to be able to connect with people that are selling in other locations so you can build referrals, this is a great opportunity to hear from Gary, hear from the top thought leaders in our company, and be able to listen to what great agents are doing all over the place, where you can, again, take some of those ideas and come back and start implementing those things yourself. And you get to spend some fun days in Austin with Minnie and myself and Mary, who I know will be there as well too. So just a lot of fun, a lot of learning, a lot of opportunities to connect with top agents all over the country. And it's again one of those things where if I'm not learning, I'm not growing, and if I'm not growing, I'm dying. And that's one of the things our president Mark Palos has been kind of saying a lot right now. Is status quo will kill you, right? If you're going out there and you're not doing activities and you're not doing things and you stay stagnant, that gets you a state of called stasis, and stasis basically means that you're just going to start withering away. So ultimately, we want to keep growing. So that's a really great opportunity to grow. Okay. Any questions about Mega Camp? Okay, awesome. We have Train the Presenter coming up. I know James is signed up for this. A really good close personal friend of mine, Zach Younger, is a fantastic teacher. He's KWPV Master Faculty. Super fun guy, really entertaining. He's going to come in and teach Train the Presenter. And I know a lot of people have some myths I want to dispel about this class. A lot of people think, hey, I don't want to get up and present. Like, it terrifies me to get up in front of the room. That's not exactly what this class is about. Yes, you are going to have to get up in this class and actually deliver a presentation. But basically, if you do want to train, if you do want to teach, definitely this class is for you. If you don't want to do any of those things, how many of you guys in here do presentations? Everybody does. There's not a person in here that doesn't do presentations, because we go out on buyer presentations, we go out on listing presentations. And this is going to help teach you skills on how to deliver that value message better, right? Because if I'm well-spoken, if I'm articulate, if I know what to say, if I know how to prepare for a presentation, is that going to make me better? Yes or yes? All right. So this is a really great opportunity. Now, space is limited with this because you do have to do presentations in it. So that can't take more than 20 people. And this is open to our entire region, not just our market center. So ultimately, if you want to sign up, make sure you do that quickly. Otherwise, you might not get a spot for that as well too. So that is coming up May 15th. And actually, the dates changed on this. So we need to kind of change that slide. It's at the end of the month. So it's like the last, I think, Wednesday and Thursday of May.
Really? Right? It's changed from 15 to.
Yeah, because we changed it to help accommodate you. Right? Because James couldn't be here and he was like, I have to have this class. Right? And so we changed the dates on that. So these dates are wrong. It's the last Wednesday and the last Thursday of May. What are those dates, Daniel?
29th and 30th.
Yeah, so it's the 29th and 30th. All right. And materials and lunch will be included. Next one, we're changing our Friday calls a little, or our Friday tech sessions a little bit. So basically, the tech-enabled agent, that's what we're gonna start calling it now. What we're gonna be covering, I'm gonna make sure that we talk about specific topics each time. That way, you know what we're gonna be talking about. Because the last thing I want to do is come to a general session, not realize what we're gonna be talking about, and then I find out that we're basically talking about something I don't need to. Right, so we're going to be doing this Friday from 12 to 1, so it's going to be an hour, not just a half an hour. And we're going to be talking about how to build your brand online, specifically on Keller Williams' website. So how do I navigate my site? How do I customize the site a little bit more? How do I personalize it? How do I make sure that I'm adding listings to that? How do I add blogs? All of that good stuff. So this is going to be all things KW websites this Friday. And this is a link that will take you to a Zoom link. So basically, we'll do the whole thing on Zoom for this. And so that'll be this Friday from 12 to 1. Okay. And then Daniel will get some info out for you as well today, later today as well. Okay, next one. We're gonna basically change our MRA Mondays to a new title. It's gonna be more of a business planning clinic. One of the things that I learned in a class recently, which kind of ties in with the MRA Mondays that we were doing anyway, is that ultimately what most offices, what our market centers, or what most regions will do is teach business planning clinic at the end of the year. And then we have the agents that are newer to the business, or agents that are struggling maybe in their business. And then you have to wait 12 months to be able to get that information again. So basically what we're going to be doing every single Monday is not the whole class, because that's like a Tuesday class, but we'll break it down into chunks, and we'll just kind of keep going every so often, or every Monday, on different concepts from business planning clinics. So we'll really be focusing hard in on the economic model, the Legion model, the budget model, and the organizational model a little bit, because not a lot of us are really building teams yet. So we probably won't focus too much on the board model stuff, or at least right now. But at the end of the day, some of you guys might not have had Q1 that you wanted to have. And so instead of waiting until October or November to recalibrate, this is going to allow you to recalibrate every single Monday, right? So that'll be Monday from 1 to 1:30. Okay. All right. We got Grant. Grant, give us some title tips.
Hi, everybody. And so I wanted to share a few resources as always. We share everything with Daniel too, so no need to write anything down. I wanted to share something that I think I talked about maybe a month ago. And that's property taxes. So just but it could be a nice reason, like we've talked about, and they were talking about finding ways to express your value to people in the market areas that you're serving and past clients. I think this could help that. But just a quick reminder, the second installment, people's property taxes, is basically due on April 10th. So after that, that second installment is considered delinquent, and then it's a 10% penalty attached to that second installment. So nice, easy way for you to reach out to past clients, homeowners, let them know. And I thought it could be helpful too, because I didn't really have a good awareness of how this goes about paying these property taxes. But the LA County assessor, or basically whatever county people have the property in, has a great portal that people can access. So you can share this with your clients or people in a farm area that you're reaching out to. It'll let people see their property tax bills. They can actually see what is making that up, how much that basically is each year. They can also pay it online. So really easily, you can just go to an online portal, enter in their assessor identification number, and then pay their bill. So that could be helpful, like for you, if you're reaching out to past clients or people that you don't know and you want to have those nice conversations, it's just to help them with that. So give them the links, give them their assessor identification number. I don't think a lot of people really know those. So it's nice as the LA County assessor makes it really easy once again. So you can go to their website here. Same thing, I'll share this link with Daniel. Let me just turn this off so it doesn't switch again. All you have to do is search a property address. I'm just going to give you that assessor identification number right here. So this is an example of one of them. So you have AIN right here. So if you go to that portal, or the homeowners go to that portal, all they have to do is enter that in. And they'll see their bill there. They'll see how much that is. So it's super easy for them to work with. And I thought it could also be nice just to find ways to reach out to people. So two ways. One will be a Fidelity Total Farm system that we have, and another will be KWPV. So both free systems that all of you have access to. So the first is Fidelity Total Farm. I know all of you are really busy, so it's nice to just find easy ways to get a message out to a lot of people really easily and fairly inexpensively. Fidelity Total Farm is a free system that you can create farms with. You have all this owner data. You can also import files too. So let's say you have like your past clients. You want to get them into Fidelity Total Farm. We have this nice feature called ringless voicemail. So all you have to do is record an audio file. You import it into Fidelity Total Farm. It can send out to everybody in that basic farm area here. So you can just have a nice voice message and say like, hey, this property taxes are due, wanted to let you know, and it goes to all of those people's phones. It just gets delivered as basically like a notification. So they get a notification on their phone, they see it, it's going to be that voicemail that you've recorded is left for them. And I wanted to make it easier for you, so I created scripts, so that way you don't have to kind of come up with what to say. So I'll share this with Daniel too. This is like a Google Doc that all of you have access to. I created two scripts. One is like for past clients. These will be people that you're familiar with, and the other one would be new contacts. So maybe you have like a market area that you're reaching out to and you want to spread that message, you can do that really easily and just take these scripts and then work with them that way. And the second thing is, and also before I move into the next thing, there's videos on how this works too. You don't have to figure it out on your own. So I'll share these with you. They're basically tutorials that show you that step-by-step process of how you go about uploading the audio file, how do you send it out to the people. That's something that we're here for too. So if you wanted this in your business and the technical challenges of getting this up and running is tough, just reach out to me, we'll set up a meeting. If you can't get it by this deadline, we can always just do it for another tax season. They're coming twice every year. So a nice easy way to go about it. The second thing that I thought could be easy was just using systems that all of you have access to. I couldn't get Keller to come in working on this, but what I did last night is I created 2 smart plans that are via email and text message. So what this allows you to do, and John's talked about it a bunch, smart plans are great like automated email blasts that you can send to people. So all you have to do is put in like a batch of 500 or 1,000 people and it'll send a personalized email to all of these people or text messages to them. So I'm going to send you an exact video of how you can go about finding the smart plans I've created, how you can attach them to your contacts and get them in your library. The nice thing is it's an email one here, and it's going to have all the helpful links. So if you actually go to the smart plan, if I zoom in here, this is the email version. So it's going to basically walk them through how it works. It's going to have the links to that LA County Assessor property tax website, how they can pay their bill, how they can view their bill, and how they can actually find their assessor identification number. So give them all the helpful information, they can do the work, and then if they have the questions, they reach out to you in the process. And then 2 other things is property tax season and obviously just regular income tax season. So that could be helpful to have other helpful information that you can pass along to people. One is real estate, just tax deductions. These are for people that have bought a home in the last year. So just a bunch of things that they can write off on their taxes. And as always, we can personalize these for you. So if you're looking to like hand these out, give them to your clients, we can find your headshots online and your information, and we put it on this flyer, and you just get it to pass out to people. And the second one is rental property tax deductions too. So you have like your past clients that are just buying traditional residential real estate, and also people that are buying investment property. Same thing, these are 10 property or rental property tax deductions that people can use, and same thing, we can personalize these for you and just have them as a part of your business. So I know it's a lot of information always to try to digest, but Daniel's going to have all of the links and hopefully send out to people. So you have to do is click and follow along. And I will be having a class at the end of this month, April 25th. So I'll be going over total farm a little bit, how you can use these features in your business. And if you have questions about any of these things, like property taxes, how they work, you want to feel confident about it, just let me know. We can hop on the phone and happy to basically do my best to give you the information to make you confident in your business. So as always, thank you for the time, everybody, and I'll be here after the meeting if you have questions.
Yeah. All right. Good info, not info I feel good about the taxes, but it's still great info. Thanks, man. All right, Paige has a little bit to share about the key system here. So, Paige, why don't you share with everybody a little bit about getting into it?
Hi all, I have a lot of agents asking about keys. So if you want a key, if you come during the weekends or after hours, just come see me. It's $50, but I can set that for you for today.
Okay, awesome. All right. Alicia already talked a little bit because she's our sponsor. So a couple things I want to talk about, Daniel. Let's go to the first slide. So I told you we would talk a little bit more about kind of what the market's doing in each of the different areas that we're selling in. So I pulled this from Broker Metrics today, so this is updated to as currently as possible. And what this is basically going to show you is over the year, what's the spread between the average price and the median price? And so if you look at March of 23, because this basically tracked up until the end of the last month, the average price in PV or basically what this is pulling from, it's Palos Verdes Estates, is Rolling Hills Estates, and Rancho Palos Verdes, right? So the average price a year ago in March was $2,323,763. A median was $1,735,500. This year, the average is up down a little bit. So it's the 2 million, just under 2.3 million. But the median price is up a little bit as well too. So you can see that there's about a negative $28,000, almost $29,000 off the average. But it's about a $324,000 increase on the median, right? Median wise, our mid-priced home is a little bit higher, which that's typically what we look at is more than the average, because you could have those outliers that are extremely low or extremely high that adjust or mess up the average a little bit. But the median is definitely up almost 19%. So prices are continuing to increase, which I think a lot of you guys already know that and see that. But volume is definitely up. Okay. Next one is supply and demand. And so I wanted to cover some of the supply and demand stuff. So you can see that in last March, there were 165 homes for sale, 53 were under contract, 54 sold in March. And then this March, we have 198 for sale. So we got a little bit more inventory. Is that good or bad? That's very good, right? Especially in an inventory challenged market. We got 67 under contract, so there's more that are under contract in our marketplace. Sold are down just a little bit, but not too much. So we got, you can see here on the stats, we got a 20% increase on the sales, or excuse me, for sale. We got a 26% increase on the under contracts and about an 11% decrease on the ones that actually closed out. Which we should start seeing some of these next. Now, what does that tell us about the future? For the next couple months? Do you think that these numbers are going to be like better in the next couple months or worse in the next couple months versus last year? Better one.
If there's more.
Yeah, we got more properties that are basically on the market. We got more that are under contract. So that basically tells me as we head into the next few months, those next few months, those closing numbers should start to increase based off of last year because we have more this year, right? So how do you convey that information, or why is that important for you to know as an agent? Yeah, so again, talking about dialogues, how might we use this information with our clients? Yeah, Michelle.
You could say that the market's still really healthy, and then because a lot of people are still kind of worried about like, how are the rates, how's the market, especially with like the lawsuit settlement and stuff, so you can kind of use that as like to bolster the fact that, you know, people are still buying and selling, it's still a good time, and need the supply, the market's still thriving. Because a lot of people think if it's like not a good time, they'll just like shy away completely.
Yeah, so we got more properties that are hitting the market. The prices, the median price is going up as far as that goes. And so ultimately, it is a good time theoretically to sell the house. How might we convey this information to our buyers?
Yeah.
Yeah, why did the buyer make a move right now?
It's the right time.
Well, now is the right time to buy, but why? More properties available, more. Christina, you want to share tips? Thank you.
So you're not gonna be hopefully in a filthy offer situation. You have just more opportunity to be accepted. Number two, even though the rate is high, you can refi at the end of the year if the rates go down.
Yeah, so hey, you know, we're starting to see more activity, prices are rising, you know, and kind of a play off what Christina said, so thank you, Christina, is, you know, ultimately we can refinance the rate when the rate goes down, but we can't change the price when the prices are continuing to go up. So lock in that cheap price right now while you got an opportunity or the cheaper price, and ultimately, yeah, because nothing's cheaper. And ultimately be able to get that better rate later. So these are some really good things that we can show. And Daniel, I'll have him send these slides out so that you guys can use those in your presentations if you want to as well. And we'll do this every single month for each, like I said, each week we'll take a different community, and each month we'll update market stats for you guys. Last slide, Daniel. So basically what this one shows is the month supply of inventory. What's the month supply of inventory looking like?
A lot better.
Better?
It has
This is March, and then this is the rest of up to last March.
Yeah, oh, it's down.
Yeah, so as a seller, why is this a good slide to show a seller? You got very little competition out there, and so ultimately, you get to rule the roost here. You get to set your terms because you got what everybody wants, and there's not a lot, right? How do we use this slide to motivate a buyer? Because if there's not a lot, how am I motivated as a buyer? Well, there's more competition because lots of buyers, very few homes. So how would you use this slide to motivate a buyer?
Very serious about those offers.
Yeah, we need to make sure that we're writing good competitive offers. We gotta make sure all that stuff's buttoned up and dialed in. And even though there's not a lot of inventory out there, meaning there's not a lot to choose from, I'm not sitting there trying to twist your arm and have you buy something you don't wanna buy. But when something pops up, if it is something that you want, you need to be dialed in and ready to go and be serious and make a competitive offer. Right? So that I think is what really motivates people right now, especially as a buyer, is like, I'm gonna just kind of wait it out. Well, if you wait it out, prices are on the upward trend. And if you find that great home right now, it's probably not gonna be there tomorrow, so you need to be ready to go. Right? So you can kind of see what that looks like, though, is that we had last March about a 2-month supply of inventory. This year this March we're not horribly down. We're about 11% down, but it's dipped under 2. We're at about 11.8 or about 1.8. Okay, so very much so. And again, another way I could use this slide is for those buyers that think, oh, the real estate market, what I'm hearing on the news is stuff is awful or whatever like that. I'm going to be able to go and get these great deals. It's still very much a seller's market, right? There's not a lot of homes that are available. And so educating our buyers on how to be competitive and what the landscape that they're entering in actually looks like, super, super important, right? And so ultimately, taking this info, going to Gary's session for the value squared, really start implementing the things that we need to do in order to really be that advocate, be that fiduciary for our people. Super, super important. So I'll have Daniel send those 3 slides out to all you guys later today. That way you guys can utilize those. And then, like I said, each week we'll do different communities because this was just the peninsula here. So we'll get into, Redondo, Hermosa, and Torrance maybe next week, and then we'll do kind of San Pedro side and some of the other outlying areas as well too. Okay. Any questions? All right, we've got a great brokers tour today. A lot of homes on the list. Make sure that you go out and support the agents in our community. And next week is no meeting, right?
PVPAR.
So we have the PVPAR breakfast. Make sure that you go to that, network with the other agents on the Hill, and learn about what's going on the peninsula here. John,
Just a little plug about that too. The technology director for CAR is going to be there to talk about AI tools in your business. It was a hit last year. If you guys went to it, it was awesome. So kind of the same thing with the updated, fresh perspective on stuff. So
yeah. Steve.
So we have a class Thursday on zip form and loan book. Have you guys ever done templates in your zip forms? Do you know what that is? Did you know that the new forms editor was launched yesterday? You know what that is? So I will post this class. It's a recorded video. We will help you set up your folders so that you have a listing presentation, a buyer console, and a lease listing. All the forms will be in there for broker transaction compliance. So you never have to be scared at Saturday night at 11 o'clock and think about what forms do I need to include in my offer package. It's going to be all there for you. I will teach you how to do this. So please come. It's 10 o'clock, April 11th.
Yeah, and what's important about that is, like Christina said, how many of you guys would like to spend an hour and a half writing a contract or 10 minutes writing a contract? 10 minutes. So learning how to utilize templates at a really high level really helps out a lot. So I remember back in the old days before they had template stuff, I'd be sitting there for days, getting the contracts ready. And then now it's like, okay, cool. I already got my contract set up. Just need to change some of the key things that I need to change and I'm done. Right. So super valuable tool. Thank you, Christina, for teaching that. And I would make sure that you sign it.
I forgot, April 16th, our broker, Jeff Curtis, has created a new training for the buyer representation agreement, which is mandatory now before you show a property. So please sign up for that class, it's so important. He actually created this special class, canceled his first 2 classes in April just to bring this to us. So if you don't know now, but the buyer representation must be signed before you show any property, before you put a human body in your car. That must be done.
Yeah, and we'll go over some dialogues, not scripts, dialogues at those at those sessions on how we can best get people to sign the agreements and stuff like that as well too. Do you have a question?
It's still the old buyer presentation, right? Old representation that's in the carport. We don't have the new one.
Yeah, they haven't updated anything yet. All that language is going to
Yeah.
change, but you know, and that's one of the things that Jeff said is that ultimately he is making it mandatory for us to start using them now, so we get in the habit of doing it. Legally, we're not necessarily required by the NAR settlement to start doing that until June, but Jeff wants to make that a mandatory thing now. So we just get in the habit of actually doing it, so the adjustment later is gonna be a little bit easier. Okay? Right, guys? Yeah, James.
Just a reminder that Tuesday's gonna start at night.
Oh, yeah, and that slide is supposed to be in there as well too. So Daniel was, maybe I was on the skip thing. So go back to that last one. Thanks, James, for reminding me. I had put it in there, probably under the training part. One, quick.
Starting route to 30.
There we go, there it is. Yeah, I accidentally skipped it, so, unskip the slide, let's get that up real fast. Okay, so we are relaunching Q2 Ignite. We finished Q1 earlier at the beginning of this month. So again, if you, even if you're not a new agent, if I've been an agent that's only doing a couple transactions, this is still for you because it's not quite as intense as Bold, and we'll be talking a little bit about Bold fairly soon because that's going to be launched over the summer. But this is a great way to come in, hone up on some of the skills that you need to hone up in on. And then, you know, it's not just me teaching this, this whole thing. James has been graciously giving his time to pour back into the agents, and they really love James teaching some of those, and he's going to assist me again on this next go round. So again, awesome way to really build some of the skills going into this springtime. We will start April 16th, which is next Tuesday. Same thing that we've been doing for the last 2 quarters, 6 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday evening. There is a Zoom option available if you can't make it in. And so ultimately, there's not really any reason for you to say, hey, I can't get access to what I need to know in order to achieve what I want to in my business, because you can either come here or you can, you know, do it via Zoom. Obviously, it's preferable to be in the actual classroom, but if you can't make it in, you can still Zoom in and participate. Side note, you can really assist James a lot as well too. So you get to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. You come in and you learn, but at the same time you support one of our top agents in the market center as well too, because he is on the path to becoming a KWU instructor, to become KWU faculty. And so he needs people to come to his class and give him the evaluation so that he can submit the application and to become an instructor. So you can come in and support James and learn at the same time, which is a win. All right, any questions on that? All right, thank you guys. And if you need anything, just make sure that you reach out and have an amazing broker tour today.
Oh, I didn't wanna leave, baby. I didn't wanna fight. Started to cry.